Hi everyone, good evening. This is Kritika here for you to present on the robotics process automation. Myself, a digital transformation leader with 20 plus years of experience in this industry, I've seen a lot of transformation happening in IT. We started with IT, then moved on to ICT. Now we are into digital age. Every organization talks about digital offerings. Today we are onto the digital space. Digital transformation is the key to any IT business today. You look into the website of any IT organization providing services to its customers. They cannot sell any services today without spelling the word called digital. Digital services, digital offerings, digital transformation. One important area or one important project that is always covered in this digital transformation today is RPA. What is RPA? How many of you have heard about it? How many of you are new to it? Some of you are already working on RPA. You're all welcome. Robotics process automation is an interesting fact at the moment. The pandemic situation also helped all the industries to handle their customers in a very effective way because of RPA only. All the number one players in all the industries, healthcare, retail, telecommunication, all remained as number one in this pandemic situation as well because of their RPA. Is it not an interesting thing which decides which business can live and which business can exit? RPA has that power. Today we are here to discuss about what is meant by RPA, how does RPA works, what are all the RPA tools, who all could learn RPA, and how is the job market for RPA. The word is so beautiful. RPA means robotic process automation. It is a software bot. When you do project in the area of RPA, the deliverable you get in your hand is a software bot. Robotics process automation projects involves main three things. One is time saving. The work that human beings are repeatedly doing again and again can be given into the hands of the soft bots and they can be made free and the human beings can be available to do out a more valuable work. They can start doing a more valuable work. It also saves the it also helps people it helps people to automate the repeated work and go and do a valuable work where only human being is really required to do that. The important features of robotics process automation, the soft bot, is also has got the beauty of platform independence, scalability, and intelligence. When you build an RPA system, it has got three capabilities. The first one is the RPA system is being told to you as a software bot. This software bot when developed by an IT organization and given to a healthcare customer or a retail customer, this software will get interfaced with other existing softwares. People used to ask me, see the healthcare companies, retail organizations, telecommunication companies, manufacturing, everyone has got a software already. Why this bot now? What is interesting about this bot? They have software systems already in place that is called automation, and there are certain decisions being made based on the data that you enter into those software systems by the human beings. The human beings take the data, a customer request, a customer complaint, they take the data in their hand and they process it and get back to the customer. That is time consuming, and that is n number of tasks are there in every business like that. A customer requirement or a customer complaint in 100 numbers. Repeatedly those tasks when handled by human being, the human beings fetch the data from that particular system and starts using that, process that and get back to the customers. For example, you say from the time a customer places a request in a software, they process it and get back to them with some results. It takes say 13 minutes to 30 minutes. But the same task which is most of the time done repeatedly in the organization, instead of a worker, human being doing that job of verifying the complaint and just posting an email, they just don't even call them back. They're just going to send an SMS alert or an email on the request or the complaint placed. They are taking minimum of 13 minutes to maximum of 30 minutes to respond to the customer. So that particular process, if you automate using a soft bot is nothing but integration of another bot module on the main application module. The customer care application receives the complaint or the request and keep it ready for processing to the agent, customer care agent. Now, the customer care agent is going to be a soft bot. The soft bot is a module linked with the application, customer care application. It keeps on watching for the request. The moment the request or the complaint comes inside, this bot will pick up that request, quickly read that query request or the complaint. If it doesn't require any other further manual intervention, it posts the reply or the message in just in 10 to 15 seconds back to the customer. So you can see the usefulness of the software bot now. Large volume of customer requests, complaints placed on a particular day can be consistently, effectively, uniformly answered by the software bot to the customers immediately on its own. We make the soft bot in such a way it does three things. First thing is it will get interfaced with the main application. It will stick on to there. It say, okay, I am the soft bot as a customer agent. I am just sticking to this main customer care application. Second thing is this bot has been written rules to make decisions. So it as an agent does his work. He trains the bot how to read that customer request, how to understand what kind of answers to be given. All those decisions are written as rule in the software bot. So the bot makes decision as if he or she is the customer agent. And then this bot has got some interfaces to capture the entire flow and work in a very good way with the main application. So basically this is also another application, but it is called software bot, which act like a human being. Mainly applications we developed so far receive the data, process the data and give the reports to the people who are using the application. But the bot little different is it interfaces with the application. It directly end users will not feed any data into the bot. Bot will get the input only from the application. It makes decisions and it responds as it is being tuned. So these are the three capabilities of a software bot. Any project involved in RPA is going to do this only. For any business process that you create an RPA, robotics, process automation, it ends with a software bot. The software bot will have these three capabilities. It will very well communicate with that application and take the inputs from the application, and it will be ready to do a job as a worker. The soft bot will make its decision based on the rules it has been written already, and it will interface with a module where the bot is actually built in on a studio. In that particular studio, in that environment, it will keep running. So it's an interesting fact that software bot is considered as automating the automation, an interesting concept. Having an application is called automation, but having an application plus soft bot inside the application to do some repeated tasks in a very effective way is called automating the automation. Today's world need that, either to do a back end work or to do a front end work. Today's world need automation. Just having applications cannot make any business big. Today, are you aware that any business is considered to be a very big business? Say Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, any organization you take for example and analyze, any business you say they are a big business if they are been driving their business processes through large and complex software systems. But today, the truth is, any big business who has all got this large, complex software systems, then if they are not having softbot in them, those businesses are coming down in the digital age. You could not be proud with having large complex applications today. Every business, every application we have in the world should always have now soft bots also. These soft bots are helping these business to use applications not only to collect data and process the data, but also help these business owners and these applications to make quick decisions and responses. Have you ever seen before an application itself replying to a customer? This will happen in this world now. In the age of digital age, you can feel that you don't know who's replying you. Just now you place a request, automatically next few seconds if you are getting a reply from that organization, as a customer we are very happy. There is a case study. An insurance company, there are a lot of people sending their claims for insurance on a critical situation. They are in need of money immediately. In a normal traditional scenario, when they submit their claims, it takes some 2 to 3 business working days or something like that. And the agent in the insurance company will review everything. And finally, one fine morning, he'll say yes to proceed, or even sometimes sorry, saying will not be able to process at this time. But this waiting time is a kind of a critical, mind-blowing thing for the requester, waiting whether he'll get or not to make further decisions. He's very anxiously waiting. The scenario at the moment, the same insurance company is willing to do work faster. Only challenge is having an application and an agent in place and business process in place. We need some time to connect that work and finish the work. Nowadays, these companies are moving to RPA, robotics process automation. They are not automating all the tasks that a human being is doing in the insurance company. Instead, the very simple and repeatedly done. The very first step is to verify some of their documents. They have to just verify some basic documents to qualify them to go to the next level approval. For that itself, if you are taking 3 days, it is not a high customer satisfaction at the moment. So, the insurance companies have got their main application plus this software bot. The software bot is now receiving all the claims and the applications in its hand, reviews these documents just in 3 to 5 minutes, and it responds back saying you are eligible or not eligible to go to the next step. Such a kind of responsiveness within 4 to 5 minutes when you submit a request to a particular organization, all the customers in the world want to go and get attached to that company today. That is the market differentiation many organizations are doing. N number of banks are saying I am number one. Another ABC bank comes in today and says, so what? I can do transaction in 3 seconds if you're taking 3 minutes. That is where the competition is. So how to respond faster, how to make decisions faster, which are the tasks you have to automate. These are all the big questions of the business nowadays. All the business are running for this. Every business in this world, wherever there is a software application available, for all those software applications, automation with bot is necessary. Softbots are really necessary along with the normal ERP, SAP, the world complex software, whatever you have, either for mailing purpose or chatting purpose or reaching your customer, any application you have, if you have a piece of softbot in it, your company has the capability to respond faster and survive in the market. The beauty about the bots is it can act as a front end bot and back end bot. Front end bot do some transactions just by observing what is happening in the front end, and they are understanding the natural language and the inputs given to the application. There are bots that sits in the back end of the application and works. It captures, studies structured and unstructured data and then give the responses. What is meant by structured data? The bot also goes through the data in the database to make some decisions. That is option 1. Even our bots are capable to handle unstructured data. What do you mean by unstructured data? Very simple. It also handles the documents and images. The types of robotics process automation is also there. Attended automation, unattended automation, and hybrid automation. What do you mean by attended automation? The morning, the customer agent goes to his office, he triggers the bot, makes him to do certain activities, submit the reports, and then he proceeds from there. Attended bots are there. Unattended bots, you tune them on certain conditions and leave it along with your application. It will keep on working itself automatically until the server goes down. It is very intelligent to make decisions, send its reports to its bot manager, all it will do. And hybrid is a combination of attended and unattended. So when you make bots, things are very interesting. The first interesting thing is it's a front end bot or a back end bot. And the second interesting thing is it's an attended automation bot or unattended automation or a hybrid automation. This and all business people get to know before they automate their application with software bots. You all have a question. You all have a question, which are the industries using these bots? Yes, of course. Healthcare, retail, telecommunication, banking, insurance, and manufacturing. If you look at the healthcare companies, appointments related, patients data entry, claims to process, billing, these areas, if they wanted to be very quick, respond to the customer very fast, if they want a very less turnaround time from the moment they asked for and to reply, they want to take a very less time. These are the areas along with the existing application. The healthcare industries are putting in soft bots. This is a very limited case. There are n number of areas in healthcare that you can put soft bots to respond faster to the situation. And in retail, updating orders, sending notifications, shipping products, tracking shipments. For all these things in retail it is used. In telecommunication industry, for monitoring, data deduction, fraud data management, updating customer data and so on. In banking, there are many areas to improve their efficiency. We are putting soft bots for accuracy in the data, securing the data, handling some of the banking tasks. For all these things, we are putting soft bots. In insurance, yes, of course, again, for many of the work processes, like I said, claims and all, so they can just put in these soft bots to make things so quicker for the end customers. In manufacturing, a bill of materials, administration, customer services and support, reporting, data migration, and so on. So these are the industries for which you can put in this soft bots. How does this RPA works? So far we have just discussed about what kind of bots you can prepare and which industries they are. If you are a techie guy, in this session you would also like to know how the RPA projects are, how interesting a robotics process automation project is all about. If you get an opportunity to work in such a project, in normal SDLC, software development lifecycle, if you are developing an application, you will gather the requirements of the application, design that application, do some coding, testing, and you will launch the application. Now we are doing software bots. Software bots are also similar to simple applications, but these applications, what we do is little interesting, right? I have an RPA project lifecycle here. The PA is called process architect and the TEI is called technical architect. Two kind of specialists are there, two leaders. So the technical architect is accountable and responsible to discover in this business, in the banking business, in the retail business, what application is already being used, using the reports of that application, what the workers are doing, which business process of the day-to-day work has to be automated via the software bot, they have to find out. They are the accountable and responsible person to first create an RPA opportunity assessment, which task can be done by the bot. My customer care agents are doing it but taking more time. Certain portion of the work we would like to automate and make so no response so faster to the customer. So first they have to find out the RPA opportunity assessment, which process can be automated should be found, discussed with all the stakeholders important in the organization and get an approval. Then he will then write a high level RPA implementation plan. So they told, see these bills when submitted till this point bot will check and send an immediate SMS and email communication. This is the flow we wanted to automate. Now my team will also sketch a high level document saying starting from here to here we are going to do via the soft bot. So they have identified an RPA opportunity plus also they have done a high level RPA implementation plan. This is done by the process architect. Once the process architect has completed this, he will then move on along with the technical architect. They both work together always. So you can see it's a very interesting fact, right? Process architect, technology architect. New names, new job positions, new titles are available with your traditional knowledge. People has got a very good business knowledge about healthcare, insurance domain, who have been the workers for 10-15 years. You all can turn down to a process architect. You know the process very well. You know the pain areas where there is more lead time to reach the customer, where you wanted to have a quick turnaround time. So you take an accountability and a responsibility and find out the opportunity for the RPA project. First of all, this is how requirements work here. Once the requirement comes in, as usual in any project, you have to create a design. Right? To create a software bot which will be working as a co-worker with another application, the stage 2 we design and decide the RPA solution. Here, both of them work together, the process architect plus the technology architect. They are responsible for creating three things. One is process design document. Like a flow chart, we will clearly create. The application will receive the request saying, I need a plan change. I need a plan change. I am on a rupees 559 plan at this month. I wanted a plan change. A customer is placing a request. From there, the bot will receive it. So it will see and automatically follow the steps for making a plan change. And in next few minutes, it will send the response to the requester saying your plan has been upgraded. That's all. To do this, we don't want a human being to sit down for 30 minutes and then call him and ask him and again do multiple times and then do the plan change. Okay. So this is the project they've decided. There are a lot of questions coming down to the telecom companies like I wanted to make a plan change. So the plan change request should be taken. Bot would be analyzing that and upgrade that particular customer to the new plan. This is the action. Okay, so the process first they'll draw it as a diagram and that is called process design document. Second thing is solution design. This is the process flow. In the solution design in the studio, we have a studio to develop the bot, right? How are we going to create those interfaces and what results it should be? How the entire application will be integrated, the primary application and the soft bot. So how the solution is feasible, whether it is feasible or not. Sometimes you may ask anything to automate, but anything to automate as a soft bot is also not possible. So you clearly explain the solution and create a technical design document also, so that you can go to the Blue Prism Studio or the UiPath Studio, Pega Studio or the Automation Anywhere Studio and get your work done. So these studios are the frameworks in which you can create a soft bot. And soft bot cannot be normally created in a Java development environment or a .NET environment. That particular base you will not use. Instead, you'll use tools like Blue Prism, UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Pega, and there are a lot of bot automation tools available in the market today. As per your choice, you can choose them. Then they are moving on to the next stage, build and test. Now they'll write some basic, simple, easy scripts to get this bot ready. Test the result, whether this bot is able to do the work assigned to him. Then installation and configuration of the bot to the servers, production servers, and technology policies in terms of security, access rights, all has to be mentioned to this bot. This bot will go through SIT and UAT, system integration test, various sub modules. When it's ready, they all will be connected together to form the complete complex good system, that is called SIT, system integration testing. It will also undergo UAT, user acceptance testing. The investors of this bot will see whether it is giving the result as intended. Then now the bot can go live. Daily transaction execution, sending the reports, a run handover checklist, what and all it did. It will also send a report saying, I ran all your work given to me today carefully. When I am doing all the work, I did not face any errors. I was able to do everything. I was run perfectly. I did not face any issues. Did not face any exceptions. I was really good. Like that the bot will say, and it will keep working in the live environment. Now this bot servers are also live. So the technical team will keep on tracking its work, its log, daily transactions on the bot, any exceptions, any incidents, problems, events, changes. Now it's so beautiful. All my friends in IT infrastructure are also seeing a new thing running in the data center. Earlier we have seen applications running, middlewares running, database running. Now another new look to the data center is soft bots. Soft bots are interfaced with applications. They're also deployed and they also have a deployment architecture, and we have a lot of people focusing on this new things as well in the IT operations today. IT is operated with full of application plus software bots. Is it not an interesting project flow where we discover an RPA project opportunity, build a solution design for making the software bot, then use the studio, make the software bot ready, implement it, test it, implement it, make it to go live, support and run. So there is an interesting fact here. One person asked me, Kritika, you are saying like you can do anything with the bot, you can automate the bot. I feel bored to type this captcha code in the application sometimes which I'm using on the website. They're asking for it. Can you just automate it for me so that it just takes care of its own? So it's really funny. This is not to be supposed to be automated, and my answer to that is no. So we can also have to carefully understand when I say a process which can be automated, even we have to think of which one to automate and which not to automate carefully. That is one decision. The second one is which could be automated and which could not be automated. So CAPTCHA cannot be automated, and we cannot make fun saying CAPTCHA could be automated. It cannot be automated. And how about the RPA tools? What is the best tool? It depends on your choice. I have listed very few here. We have many tools in the market, and people usually ask me which tool is easy to learn, which tool has got certifications, UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism. Pega are the leading certification oriented tools where you can go through, understand. Free trials are there. You can download, learn, understand, get certified. We are there from Digitrati to coach you on these RPA tools, which is going to be your future, which is going to survive your career, where many job openings are coming up. For few people, it is the entry oriented job. For a few people, it is the choice to sustain their job. When others are not looking at it in RPA, as an experienced professional, if I can just look at some of the tasks related to RPA. I've got a good business knowledge. I can be an RPA oriented business analyst. I'm a good project manager so far. So RPA related projects, if the fundamentals I can learn, I can lead that particular RPA team, talk to the customers, bring in new business. I can do sales or pre-sales and handle the team as a product owner in agile assignments. Anything you can make a path out of it. Lot of senior profiles and experienced people in IT. They are looking for an option to do many things in a different way at the moment. One of the most promising area at the moment is RPA, which anybody can learn easily, observe easily, and take up either a techno-functional position or a complete technical position. If you say techno-functional, you don't need to develop a bot and all, but you know at least once how the bot gets developed, designed, developed and deployed. So what kind of flow it undergoes, how things are connected, once you know, then you can start managing the team to get the work done, talk to the customers, create the SLAs, retain the business for a longer amount of time, and you can lead the industry with lot of RPA assignments. That is a techno functional role. Technical role is a person who can sit down and work in the Blue Prism Studio, UiPath Studio for regular updates of these bots, design of these bots, launch of these bots they can do. Usually on any technology, we have all levels of support. A practitioner level, an expert level, an associate level, a professional level. Few do deeper into the technology and others all support them around the technology either to get the business, retain the business or sustain the business. So Digitrati would be coming forward to make a kind of a lot of IT professional getting talent in this RPA tools. So we are going to launch many programs which depends on this RPA tools to create a kind of profiles in the market who can deploy themselves into their RPA assignments. For UiPath, we have developer oriented certifications, administrator oriented certification, business team oriented certifications. All these are very easy and easy to understand. Even when you talk about development, people think, oh, again development comes in. I'm scared about development. Can I do this or not? Yes, of course you can do. It does not require a deep coding knowledge or a big business thinking and all. Nothing needed. You've been given a flow chart. A procedure to automate the flow chart will be told to you. You have to just use it. It is very, very easy and very interesting. Trust me, with zero prior coding knowledge or no coding knowledge, you can actually excel in this field if you have an interest. And another interesting fact is this RPA environment opens up in a very fantastic way lot of job openings. We need more and more people to get involved in this. Earlier, you remember, all of us were running behind mobile application. Nobody can deny that fact. Every web application you have in the internet, say a banking application, mobile version of it is needed. A gaming application, a mobile application of what's needed. Any application that you want, one is a web copy, another is a mobile copy. Now today any application your organization has got, all the application will have many tiny software bots inside, so no business can avoid bringing software bots onto the applications. Even the existing software developers have to create a lot of bots for their applications which they are developing, upgrading, supporting. Apart from this, there are a lot of high-end job market for the people who can just like that make an entry without experience, without coding knowledge, but they should learn, right? So you don't have any experience, you don't have coding knowledge, you don't know how to create a bot, then how will you given a job? That is where we are. As a training organization, when you get inside, we are there to coach you, mentor you, train you, give you the hands-on, that coaching, that no level of bringing you to that needed competency. We are there, so we could train you on your choice of the RPA tool, whether it is UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, Pega, and this Repsi is for software testing automation. It's for test automation as well. So mainly whichever tool you choose, whichever your company adopts, accordingly we can train you, coach you on that. Which is the best tool? Nothing is like that, the best tool or the worst tool, but there is a comparison. Yes, Blue Prism little bit of it's suitable for small, medium, big, large, any business, and that particular tool has got lot of ultimate customization, deep and core customization, maybe a little bit more interesting for developers as well in Blue Prism. But as I said, people with minimal coding knowledge, or as they learn whatever coding skills they learn when they learn Blue Prism, that is more than enough for them to survive in the Blue Prism world. And UiPath, again, anybody, you can just get in, learn the program, learn through the program, and you can get the capabilities to develop the core RPA capabilities of the business which you are going to support. Again, another easy tool is Automation Anywhere. If you ask me what is the prerequisite, if you have an interest to work in IT, you can observe certain things, what we are saying, it is there. That's it. Experienced professionals, freshers, managers, top management of the organization definitely need to know that the importance of RPA, because they are going to be the decision makers. They only give the money, they only decide the time, and they only decide the need for the RPA. For them also it is important to understand, they are already aware of it. And Pega for business process automation again. So Pega is also another interesting tool. So the choice of the tool is yours, because some of the organizations use Blue Prism, some uses UiPath, and some uses Automation Anywhere and Pega and so on. Who all could learn? As I already told you, business analyst. So when I say business analysts usually gather business requirements for all the software applications to be developed. They visit the organization, they go to the Gemba, they visit the customer, they find out their requirements and bring in the requirements and tell the customer, we will solve you this problem. You do not worry. Once the application is ready, you'll be very happy. The same way now they can go meet them, bring the requirements for the RPA applications also. RPA means soft bots. For that development also they can bring in the requirements. So the regular business analyst can also, when they get an RPA knowledge, they are now called as RPA analyst. You know? So all of the business analyst and the sales team in the market, who are like 30 to 40% of the people, because of whom we are able to retain the customer and make the business, all of them, if they get an RPA knowledge, they can also turn down their skills into an RPA business analyst skills. That is the upskilling they need at the moment. So if they are not upskilling, they are not going and giving new solutions to the customer. So only when they have knowledge, they can encourage the customer to go for this new software bot solution, and therein bring by business to your company as well as the happiness to the customer. And fresher in IT, there are a lot of tracks in development: normal business application development, mobile application development. Now you got a new stream called softbot development. So all the freshers who are crazy enough to take up a job in IT, and you wanted a less coding environment, you are scared about coding, but simple things you can learn like a maths, you are here. So fresher who want to make a career in IT can also directly start with RPA. Experienced IT professionals, of course. In your experience, you are been doing a lot of tasks at the moment. So if you add value to yourself in terms of RPA, there are possibilities for you to get retained into the organizations at the moment, because what you do right now, those skills might be required, but there are some add-on skills required to every experienced people. We are not saying experienced people cannot survive without upskilling, but only when you upskill that suits the business. So for your supporting application development, you are supporting an infrastructure, two options you had. Now you can see those applications moving on with software bots, those infrastructures moving on to the cloud, big data. The three things that decide the world today in the digital age is big data with data analytics, the data science, robotics, process automation in the applications, and cloud and the IT infrastructure. So infrastructure optimization, customer insights, and responsiveness are the three important things for any business to stay in the market. Then only if that business stays there, IT companies can continue offering services. So all the IT organizations are primarily focusing on, along with the traditional technologies and solutions offered, with all the technologies either in the a networking side or server side, the latest next gen technologies, devices, everything you offer, but they all should be bundled in the format of three for sure. One is the cloud, another is the big data with data science in terms of analytics, which helps you the customer insights, and the third one is the software bot in their applications, which makes them to respond faster to the customer. By giving cloud, the cost utilization of IT you are reducing to the customer. By bringing your cloud onto the customer onto the cloud. By bringing your customer to do the software bot, you are making them to be very faster. By making them with the data analytics, you also take their feedbacks, process that simultaneously, and bringing a customer oriented thinking. So rather than an inside thinking out, you bring in an external customer thinking inside thinking out to outside thinking in. That happens through analytics. So without cloud solutions, without analytics, without RPA, you cannot make any business rich. If you cannot make any business rich, then your IT business will also not be rich. So IT businesses are focusing, and there are more job openings and options available for business team, freshers in IT, experienced people in IT in one segment called RPA without any ambiguity. Anybody to understand this, just 4 days, 5 days, 6 days of our workshops are more enough. You don't need to have any prior coding knowledge. Just walk in, try to learn from our legends, try to understand the subject, and who is already working, continue doing new things, and who are looking for jobs, make the first step to happen soon. And how about the job market? How about the job market now? Here we are not making a hardware bot. It's not a humanoid that we are making. So we are making a software bot. Right? Do not compare that with the hardware bots that we have and to do some risky tasks. We are not talking about humanoids. We are only talking about software bots. The lot of projects coming in software bots creation, and salaries, of course, a normal worker, even in other positions in the non-technical jobs inside the organization, if they have got an RPA knowledge, if they are going to help to convert their administration related jobs or clerical jobs which are regularly done, if they are going to be a part of the RPA team and give that process knowledge to them, and also help in involving and preparing a HR bot, learning development bot, an admin bot, a finance bot, a sales agent bot, they're actually getting paid. You see, even a non-technical team with an RPA knowledge will be getting more payment, and the people involved in the RPA, they all get a good option and a very good option with salaries, and recognition is there for this RPA world. This company have done a research and saying the project budgets goes around 20.7 billion by 2026. This facts, that's not something like an assumption or a myth, like we ourselves can realize any application without a software bot is going to be the slowest application in the world, and that is how they would reach out. So we can talk about hours and hours of RPA. It is very interesting. It's very interesting. There are a lot of options for anybody to learn on RPA and make their job wonderful in RPA. So hope you all enjoyed this session on RPA. The motive to give you basic insights about RPA and tell you the importance of it in the industry and how it can make any people empowered in IT, seek jobs in IT and travel in IT throughout with an RPA knowledge. RPA knowledge is very unique, very simple, easy to learn, easy to adopt and move on. So we are there as learned people to advise you, coach you, guide you and handhold you through these sessions. Thank you so much.